Are you looking to buy a home in Lititz? Or maybe you already live in Lititz? I'm Matt Turman with Susquehanna Insurance, and today I'm going to give you 3 things you need to know about homeowners insurance in Lititz, Pennsylvania. Lititz, Pennsylvania, one of the coolest small towns in America. But if you're buying a home there, what do you need to know? The first thing you should take into consideration is the age of the homes. A lot of the homes in downtown Lititz are much older, built probably 1800s, 1900s. And so that means it's a whole different build quality of what we have being built now. So you need to take that into consideration mainly on the rebuild cost. And so while you might buy the home for $200,000, your insurance replacement cost might be upwards of $400,000 because of the ornateness of it, how it was built, the block structure, all of those things to take into consideration. Another big thing to think about is, do you live in a historic district? Lancaster City, Lititz have a designated historic district. Certain buildings qualify, certain areas, and that means that the buildings on the outside have to remain a certain aesthetic, a certain type of structure to fit with that area, to fit with the same kind of aesthetic feel that you get going through Lititz. And if you would have a fire in one of those buildings, you would have to rebuild it and still keep that same facade, the same type of outside look as it had beforehand. So that's something that your insurance company needs to know about, because that might require a little more cost, a little more replacement cost, and a few other things to add into the insurance policy. So first is, if you're buying an older home, make sure you have the replacement cost correct and see if you're living inside of a historic district. Being one of the coolest small towns in America, it's no surprise that Lititz Firehouse is actually downtown in the city of Lititz, which is a really good thing if you're buying a home in Lititz, because each insurance company is rated off of its distance to the closest fire company. Lititz is downtown, so it has a protection class 4, which is one of the best protection classes that you will ever find. 1 is the lowest, but we've never seen a 1 before. Closer to 10 you get, the more expensive it gets. So if you live in Lititz, know that you are super close to the firehouse and the fire company, which is a great thing. Your protection class is 4. If you go and get an insurance quote or your insurance policy, you should see that on your homeowner's policy. The protection class there, fire, is 4. Other cool things that you can get into is the central alarm. You get a discount if you have a central alarm system. So if there's a fire, it goes right to the fire home versus just a simple alarm system. Another thing to think about. So if you live in Lititz, have no fear, because the firehouse is right next door. And if you have a central fire alarm, it's even more discounts, which is even better for you. The third and one of the most unique things about living in Lititz is its proximity to the Lancaster Airport. The Lancaster Airport is actually the 3rd most busy airport in all of Pennsylvania, behind Philadelphia and Pittsburgh in terms of operations, which is takeoff and landing. And so if you're driving up 501, you probably had planes take off or land right over your car. If you live in Lititz, you probably have some planes doing circles over your home from time to time. And during the air show, you probably hear the jets flying around. And so, believe it or not, your homeowner's policy does cover for aircraft falling on your house. If the engine will fall out and fall on your house, covered. If the plane falls on your house, you have coverage for that. Any other part of the plane falls in your house, that is covered on your insurance policy. So have no fear if you live in Lititz that if an airplane would happen to go astray or run out of gas or have an engine failure and crash down into your house, hopefully you're not there, but your homeowner's policy would cover the damage that the airplane caused coming down into your house. So those are the 3 things that are unique about homeowners policies in Lititz, Pennsylvania. First is the older side of them, the old buildings, the old homes. So make sure you have the right coverage built on there. See if you're in a historic district. Second is the proximity to the fire station. Super close, protection class 4, which is great. And lastly, the proximity to the Lancaster Airport, which is pretty cool for the air show, but also you're covered if an aircraft or any part of it would come crashing down onto your house. Lititz is one of the coolest places. We have an office there. We love calling Lititz home. And those are 3 facts you need to know about when you buy or are looking to buy a home in Lititz. If you'd like us to take a look at your insurance policy, if your homeowner's policy is in line, if you have the right replacement costs, anything like that, or aircraft falling on your home, give us a call. We have an office in Lititz off East Lemon Street. We're happy to help you. Or give us a call here at the office, 717-290-7780. At Susquehanna Insurance, we're bringing clarity and simplicity to your insurance needs.